Coming up on the Week in Review. The growing vigil in Minneapolis. A chilling murder in the suburbs. The fight to bring energy bills down. A suburban spa shut down after allegations of hidden. Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
You are waking up to another cold morning, but the good news is we'll be seeing double digits later. Chicago is being called the first city in the nation to do this. We're going to tell you about the mayor's latest executive order putting ICE and Homeland Security on notice. And today is the day, and you have been warned, the hoops you're going to have to go through and the price you're going to have to pay if you haven't gotten your real ID for travel. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, February 1st. Thanks for joining us. Do you have your real ID?
Just once, I want to, you know, when someone says we're making you jump through hoops, yes. I would like to see someone pull a hoop out and go, get through that hoop.
And pay your $45 unless don't go and do not pass.
Right.
Because it's $45
right.
if you don't have your passport.
And I do have that little star on my ID. Yeah, which
you're on top of things.
Well, you know, if you want to get on an airplane, it's kind of hard not to.
Mine expired in November, so I got my new one. So I'd have, but I always had the passport.
Oh.
So
well, that's because you are a world traveler. And the nice thing is, if you're ever downtown or if you're ever in the city of Chicago, they do have a superstore.
That's where I went.
Which is, believe me, for the state of Illinois, it's as efficient as it gets.
It really is. You can just walk right in. A lot of people, you don't have to make a reservation, although that'll probably get you in and out faster. But that super site on State Street is worth it. That's where I went.
Zip in, zip out. It's pretty darn, pretty good.
Double-digit temperatures. Welcome.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, not only double digits, we're going to be in the upper double digits. Well, we're going to be up.
In the triple
that makes it sound like we're going to be up to around 88 or 99. No, that's not the case. We're going to be in the upper 20s. We're going to be 27, 28, which is going to feel like the upper double digits after last weekend. Here's what's going on today. This is a look at your high temperature today. We've got temperatures up to, I'm going to go 28 degrees. I don't think that's overly optimistic, but you can see there are some locations, 25, 26, 27. I think that'll be pretty common across the area. Right now, we do have some sunshine, and you can see the river froze up pretty good. You can see, especially as you get over State Street and head a little closer to the lake. I did see a guy out here yesterday. He was in a little motorboat, and he was like doing circles. And it looked like he was trying to push the ice away from the boats there at the marina in Marina City. And good for you. Whatever you're doing out there, you look like you're having some fun. And if you can have fun on the river in the wintertime, you know, God bless you. Some sunshine here this morning coming up over the lake. Looks like a pretty decent day, especially compared to where we've been over the last couple of weeks. We have blue skies with temperatures that are becoming slightly more mild. Again, yesterday we were in the mid-20s. Before that, the low 20s. We'll be in the upper 20s today, and I think tomorrow we've got a decent chance of hitting 30 degrees across parts of the area. Now, tonight, we will start to see some clouds roll in, and we will have some light snowfall. This is very light snow that will be here late this evening and into the early morning hours. I think our best timing on here is about midnight, 1 o'clock, some very light snow. Temperatures right now, 17 along the lakeshore. It's 19 at Gary, 13 at Waukegan. It's been exceptionally cold just off to our east. Look at the temperatures right now. Benton Harbor at 3 degrees and a lot of single digits off to our east with that cold air. You can see the purple over my shoulder, still holding on. We have 14 degrees at Aurora, which is normally quite chilly. 14 degrees at Rockford and 12 degrees this hour in LaSalle, Peru. The 7-day forecast has even warmer temperatures to come. I'll show you that in a moment.
All right, thanks, Mark. Chicago is now the first major city in the country to put ICE and Homeland Security on notice that they could be investigated by police. Mayor Johnson signing an executive order at City Hall yesterday that could pit local law enforcement against federal law enforcement officials. Dane Placco has the latest.
We are here on this Saturday with a very simple premise, that no matter what the vice president or the president says, there's no such thing as absolute immunity in America.
Surrounded by a number of Chicago aldermen and political leaders, Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order requiring Chicago police to investigate allegations of abuse by federal immigration officers. Johnson says police will not be arresting federal agents, but laying the groundwork for potential investigations into their conduct.
As part of this order, our police department will document ICE and Border Patrol activity and attempt to identify officers on the scene. This evidence will then be preserved and, at the direction of my office, will be referred to the state's attorney's office for potential prosecution.
The executive order comes after federal agents shot and killed 2 protesters in Minneapolis over the past 3 weeks. During the Midway Blitz ICE enforcement surge in the Chicago area last year, 2 people were shot, 1 fatally. Johnson says the executive order will give police the power to go back and investigate those shootings as well.
We need to send a clear message. If the federal government will not hold these rogue actors accountable, then Chicago will do everything in our power to bring these agents to justice.
Johnson says the executive order was drafted in consultation with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. But in a statement, a spokesperson for State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke indicates otherwise, saying the office remains committed to protecting public safety, ensuring accountability, and upholding the rule of law alongside our law enforcement partners. We look forward to reviewing the mayor's executive order now that we've received it.
That was Dane Placco reporting. Mayor Johnson says he is acting now because it appears ICE will be returning to Chicago for another surge sometime this spring. Chicago's Operation Rainbow Push hit the road for Minneapolis for its weekly Saturday morning forum. The civil rights organization broadcast from the Greater Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Minneapolis to stand in solidarity with those resisting ICE activities.
May Minneapolis be known for how, in our darkest hour, we seized the moral offensive of nonviolence. How we stood up, how we kept our souls intact.
Jackson said the campaign against ICE is a natural extension of the civil rights movement that started more than 70 years ago. A federal judge orders the U.S. government to release a 5-year-old boy and his father from an ICE detention center. Viral images of Liam Ramos being surrounded by ICE agents sparked more outrage about the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in Minneapolis. They are currently being held in a detention center in Texas. The Trump administration alleges they entered the U.S. illegally in 2024. The family's attorney says they have a pending asylum claim that allows them to remain in the country. The boy and his father must be released no later than Tuesday. Chicago police are investigating a shooting on a CTA bus that sent 2 people to the hospital. Police responded to the 4000 block of West Chicago Avenue before 3:30 on Saturday. Officers say they saw an argument between a man and a group of people turn physical. During that altercation, a gun discharged. A 15-year-old boy and an 18-year-old man were both shot. Both were sent to the hospital in fair condition. No arrests have been made. Beginning today, you're going to need that real ID, a military ID, or a passport to get through TSA. The TSA is launching its new Confirm ID service. For $45, you can verify your identity using your name, address, and birth date online at tsa.gov. The process can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes and must be completed before you enter the airport security line. Confirm ID is only valid for 10 days of travel, meaning travelers taking a week-long trip only need to pay the fee once. And also happening today, new work requirements are going into effect for those who receive SNAP benefits. Able-bodied adults up to age 64 without young children will now be required to work or volunteer at least 80 hours per month to remain eligible for food assistance. The work rules also expanded to include people who are homeless, veterans, and parents of teens 14 and older. Illinois state officials are estimating that as many as 400,000 residents could be pushed out of the SNAP program under these new rules. SNAP recipients will have until March 1st to present proof of job status. An alarming update from Chicago health officials. The Chicago Department of Public Health has reported 7 cases of meningitis since January 15th. 2 people have died. A doctor with Rush University Medical Center says symptoms can resemble those of a cold, but can get worse rapidly.
So you may start off feeling kind of non-specifically not well, fever, stuff like that, and then you can move on to confusion, and then have problems with your blood perfusion, things like that, what we call sepsis. And that can happen like within, I've heard as little as 24 hours.
State health officials recommend anyone ages 11 or 12 get vaccinated and to get a booster when they turn 16. The first ever Iftar Bazaar draws hundreds of Muslims to the Rosemont Convention Center this weekend. It is a pre-Ramadan celebration of culture, commerce, and community featuring more than 100 vendors from across the Chicago area. It's also a celebration of success for Chicago's huge Muslim community.
And I think about how much Muslim excellence is out there in our, and specifically in the Chicagoland suburbs. How many entrepreneurs we have, how many designers we have, how many teachers we have, how many hardworking, essential workers that we have in our community that are elevating our community.
Also happening this weekend, Islamic Relief USA distributing more than 500 freshly prepared meals to people in need. The event was held at the Insight Hospital and Medical Center on South Prairie. The public was also allowed to attend the event for free in the spirit of fostering community care and connection. Coming up, one restaurant introducing us to its new menu just in time for the big game. What you need to know about the menu changes at Old Town Poorhouse when we come back.
This President's Day, you can shop for this modular.
Welcome back. 4 years ago, Cook County did something it's never done before. It brought in a dog to help fight child exploitation. So we went to check in on Boone. He is the county's first dog trained to sniff out electronics. We wanted to see how his work has changed, what he's finding these days, and why the investigators say they need him more than ever. Tia has the story.
Pound it. That's my boy. Let's go to work. Come, seek. Seek.
The smallest pieces of evidence can hold the darkest crimes.
Boom. Show me.
A micro SD card about the size of a fingernail.
Boom. Show me. Good job.
A hidden camera disguised as a water bottle.
Looks like a normal water bottle. It's got water in there and just nothing out of the ordinary with it. But when you go ahead and you open this water bottle up, you can see this is actually a hidden camera.
Yes. Show me. Good job.
A phone shoved in a locker where no one would ever think to look. or even a GoPro.
So he's hitting on the GoPro. Yes, come.
Investigators say when it comes to child exploitation, this is how predators hide their digital trail. And this
Good job, buddy. You found it.
is who they call in to find it. 4-year-old Boone, a Labrador retriever, but he's not just any canine. He's certified to sniff out electronics.
Any device that holds memory or data, like a GoPro, cell phone, those are the devices Boone can seek out.
The list doesn't stop there. iPads, tablets, thumb drives, hidden cameras, anything that holds memories. Small enough to disappear into clutter, but investigators say large enough to store images and videos that can change a child's life forever.
Do you feel like it would be safe to say that by having Boone be a part of the Cook County Sheriff's that he's literally saving lives?
Oh, definitely.
Sergeant Daniel Codd is Boone's handler. He says suspects are intentional about where they hide what they don't want police to find. And sometimes even trained investigators miss it.
They missed that SD card on the initial search. We brought Boone in, he went and searched the area, and he starts hitting all the way underneath this the table where the TV stands at. And sure enough, I'm like, hey guys, let's just move that. There's a little SD card running underneath it. Good job, buddy.
We watched Boone work. Every single item stashed, he uncovered. So we decided to put his nose to the test.
So Boone's positivity rate, from what we're hearing, is pretty close to 100% at this point. So we decided that we're going to put him to the test. We have this micro SD card. We're going to drop it in the top of our microphone, put it on top. Yeah, we'll do it like that.
Make it easier.
Yep. And now it's Boone's job to sniff it out. Let's see what happens here.
Boom, pound it. Let's go to work. Seek.
Within seconds, Boone drops low, locks in, and guides his handler straight to it.
Boone.
On the job with the Cook County Sheriff's Department since November 2022, Boone has been called to work all across the state because he's the first ever electronics detection canine in Cook County.
Our bread and butter is going to be the child exploitation cases or child sexual abuse material cases.
These cases don't always involve physical contact, but investigators say the harm is real and lasting.
They could be reaching out to these kids, grooming these children from afar over the internet. Boone found devices where there was evidence of actual children that we were able to identify and get them interviewed and help that they need for them. And then our offenders were charged with that.
When Boone isn't building a case, he's bonding with those that do.
He gives everybody a good outlet, right? A good outlet to just de-stress a little bit.
Since 2022, the Sheriff's Office says Boone has assisted in more than 140 searches. 120 of those led to criminal charges.
Boone's been out on financial crime cases, homicides, missing persons, burglaries.
And he has to be in shape to get it all done.
Boone has never eaten out of a bowl. Boone has always eaten out of my hand.
Boone down. Stand.
Because Boone is a food reward dog, Boone is fed his food when he seeks out the devices.
In a digital world where predators hide behind screens and stash evidence in places no one would ever think to search, Boone doesn't miss.
Look at that, you found it. You got the little SD card, you got it. Good job, buddy.
He finds what they tried to bury. He uncovers what they hoped would stay hidden.
Good boys.
And investigators say sometimes that discovery is the first step toward saving a child who never had a chance to speak for themselves.
Tia tells us that Boone was paid for by a nonprofit. When his workday ends, he goes home with his handler to play with children and another dog. Well, plenty of people came together for the Make-A-Wish Penguin Plunge at Skydive Chicago. About 180 brave souls jumped into the cold water to help raise money for Make-A-Wish Illinois. Donations will still be accepted through February. You can go to wish.org/Illinois to make that donation. Make-A-Wish Illinois plans to grant 600 wishes across the state this year. Those plunges will be going on for a while because it's still cold out there.
Oh, man.
At least it's not as bad as it was, right?
Yeah, I mean, last week when they had to cancel some of the plunges, when we didn't get above zero and we had wind chills that were 20 plus or 20 minus plus below zero.
Yeah, not good.
Rearview mirror, we've got warmer temperatures on the way, but look, there still are some cold pockets. Check this out right now, 3 in Benton Harbor. The cold air, that's in the purple, continues to shift further to the east. Right now, temperatures are in the teens, doing an 18-degree temperature downtown. Most locations are in the teens. Now, winds are pretty light here this morning, mostly under 10 miles per hour. But even with those light winds, good enough to knock the wind chill range down to close to zero. Right now it is 1 at both Woodstock and DeKalb, and we're doing single digits here in the city as well. But I got to tell you, the sunshine looking good, feeling good. Visibility in great shape here this early morning. Road conditions also pretty solid here. With the sunshine, with the warmer temperatures, any salt that's been put down over the last couple of days, doing a pretty good job, I think, of keeping the roadways in good shape and keeping your car covered in that little sheen of salt. Good time to maybe have a car wash in the next week or so as temperatures push back up above the freezing point. Well, tonight we have more light snowfall coming in. This is about midnight, a little bit after. Our timestamp here shows 12:15. Again, a little dust up of some light snowfall, an inch. I think most locations are having a hard time getting 2 inches out of this. So we're out with some light snowfall. Should be well out of the picture by early tomorrow morning. A couple of lake effect snow stragglers, but mostly on the other end of the lake. Much of the upper Midwest sees a little dust up of some light snowfall. Meanwhile, still some snow across the south and southeast that has come down at a pretty good clip. In fact, some areas like Charlotte, about 11 inches of snowfall. Well, our forecast here for the rest of the day calling for some sunshine and temperatures today. I'm going to see, I think we'll get a high temperature of about 28 degrees today. And even warmer tomorrow. I bet we hit 30.
Ooh, that sounds so warm and cozy.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, how about some food to stick to your ribs, huh? Football season may be over for the Bears, but the Super Bowl is next Sunday, and there's plenty of sports ahead, including March Madness. In case you're a fan, Chicago Staple is revamping its menu and cocktails just in time. So joining us now from Old Town Poorhouse is Jules Rice. Welcome back. Nice to see you.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You know, even though the Bears aren't playing anymore, we can still have fun and partake. But for people who have never been, you guys really, Old Town Poorhouse is really all about the beer, but there's so much more. Explain for first timers.
There is. We have a great culinary program. We're a modern American restaurant with chef-driven twist, and so we're always looking for ways to innovate and bring new items. So in addition to our 90 beers on draft, which 30 of them, those are local.
Cool.
We also have just a great lively atmosphere. We have TVs lining the walls, so there's just really not a bad seat in the house.
How do you manage 90 beers on draft? You've got to have like a guy down the basement just shuffling kegs around, huh?
Yeah, we do. We've got a guy dedicated to beers.
You got a keg guy. It's good to have a keg guy.
90. I wonder if there's some that either get ordered all the time or never get ordered, right?
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. There are definitely some favorites. Some people like, you know, your traditional beers, but we like to switch it up every now and then, too. So there's always something new.
So those 90 are kind of rotating in and out with different kinds, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. So you're introducing a new menu February 4th. Is this a little sample here? Tell us.
It is. So February 4th, which is this Wednesday, we've got new burgers, pasta, we've got a whole vegetarian menu that we're adding, and then some great cocktails and lemonades. So these are our crab rangoon mozzarella sticks.
Crab rangoons and mozzarella sticks.
That sounds like a beautiful
That sounds like a Reese's peanut butter cup, like two things coming together that I love.
Right?
That is exactly what it is. So you've got your mozzarella, cream cheese, shrimp, crab, all breaded up and fried, and we serve it with a tangy sauce.
Yes, and Mark's
I don't care if this was cooked an hour ago.
I was going to say they're going to be a little chilled, so you're not
going to.
You come in the restaurant, you're going to get a great cheese pull there.
Right? Cheese pull. We all like that. And then I love lavender lemonade.
Lavender lemonades. So we're introducing a whole series of house-made lemonades. Lavender is one of our flavors, in addition to blueberry and watermelon.
Cool. I love lavender. And look how pretty this is. What do we have here?
This is our steak bowl. So it is a hearty but healthy conscious choice. It's soy glazed steak. and kimchi, cilantro rice, all sorts of good veggies topped with a spicy mayo.
I love the layers on this.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Great. And then
if you're looking for a drink with a little bit more kick, we've got our watermelon margarita. So it's made with silver tequila, watermelon, and sour mix with a pretty green sugar rim.
Okay, and finally,
we have our maple bacon tots. So these are a maple
bacon tots.
Maple and
that have maple bacon on.
That's exactly right. These are actually part of our new happy hour that is launching on Wednesday as well.
Ooh, tell us about the happy hour. Everybody else
Speaking of
save
which.
some money. Yeah, little lavender lemonade. Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, tell us about the happy hour.
So our happy hour is Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. and starting on Wednesday, all of our bar bites, including the maple bacon tots, will be $6. So that includes things like popcorn chicken, the maple bacon tots, and several other offerings.
Sounds good.
Try this.
Okay, is that good? I like this lavender lemonade.
Try it.
Those are going to be great whenever spring hits you on the patio.
The only thing we're missing right now is a beach.
But you can cozy up inside and just pretend.
That's watermelon
margarita.
Wow.
Does that come in a jar? I mean, I would like more of that.
You mean a vat, like a keg?
Yeah, one of those 90. We'll take one of those.
So you also have some events coming up, right, that you wanted to tell us about?
Yeah, so we always great spot to watch the games, as we talked about. Super Bowl coming up. Come check us out.
March Madness,
and then
right?
March Madness. We have all sorts of fun things going on. We'll have our loaded fries, which we call Starch Madness.
Cute.
And we have a Final Forange cocktail that is just delicious, and it's returning back.
And then what about St. Patty's Day? I know, you know, it's not an Irish bar, but...
So for St. Patrick's Day, Sweetwater, our sister restaurant, which is actually right beside you guys, we're doing a Kegs and Eggs event. So before the parade, before the river dyeing, come over, get some really good breakfast drinks.
Sweetwater, next door.
We could walk over there, huh?
We could crawl. Yeah. I mean, you know,
good.
if we had to.
So Sweetwater's your other restaurant, but tell everybody where your other restaurants are located and, you know, the hours.
So Old Town Poorhouse, we have locations in Oak Brook, which is in Oak Brook Center, and then Naperville off Deal and Freedom Road.
Very good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once this gets heated, you're going to be so happy.
Well,
Do you have an air fryer in the back?
Not in the back.
I mean, air fryers are the secret to everything, right?
They
That
are.
can make that taste.
Oh, I'm sure they can, right?
We
Just
should
like
do
that.
an air fryer demonstration.
Well, actually, we should.
Good idea.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Great to see y'all.
We'll be right back.
Stream Fox 32 News on
Welcome back. Excitement is building ahead of football's biggest night, and that, of course, is the Super Bowl. But as people across the country start stocking up on their snacks and game day apparel, crews are busy working to get all the critical preparations done on the field. Chanley Painter takes a closer look.
With the countdown to Super Bowl 60 ticking louder, crews are hard at work, getting the field at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California in tip-top shape for football's biggest game.
I always joke with everyone, it's the most expensive real estate there is. Everyone wants a piece of it.
Before the Seattle Seahawks face off against the New England Patriots, National Football League field director Nick Pappas gives a behind-the-scenes look at all the preparations.
The new field was brought in, takes about 2 days to install the field, and then from there we start all of our typical maintenance practices: mowing, aerating, fertilizing, providing any supplementation such as light and fertility that you see out there now.
As pink grow lights shine bright, workers are busy making repairs to end zone padding. Experts, meanwhile, are also testing the safety of the field. Using a machine called the Beast, workers simulate player movements to see how their cleats will interact with the surface.
The Beast will apply loads that are equivalent to the loads NFL players apply to the surface when they're playing. We've studied those conditions in a biomechanical way and used those data to inform what conditions this device needs to test for.
But the field isn't just being primed for athletes, with Latin superstar Bad Bunny this year's halftime show performer.
Some of our entertainment components will start to work on the field as well. So we'll bring down halftime rehearsals, pregame player intro rehearsals, pregame and postgame ceremony rehearsals, things like that.
February 8th marks Super Bowl Sunday. This will be the second Super Bowl played at Levi Stadium. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
Sox Fest wrapping up yesterday with the Sox Fest Kids Camp. Scores of young ball players from the Chicago area getting hands-on instruction from some big leaguers, including Colson Montgomery. The children were also able to get autographs. Pretty cool. Okay, so here it is, Sunday, the first day of February. As we look alive, look outside. We are welcoming February in. Not too bad, because it could be a lot worse. And the sun is shining, Mark Strell.
That's a nice bonus.
Most important thing, right?
Isn't that sweet?
Yes.
And sunshine actually will warm us up a little bit today. We're making it all the way up into the upper 20s today, and I think we've got some 30s coming later on this week. Winds are fairly light, too, so if you want to get out and, stroll along through the Forest Preserve, not a bad day for a hike. A winter hike, that is. But, at least you can get outside and move around a little bit. Cold air continues to be pushed off to the east, and you can see the jet stream kind of carving a little swath right here across the upper Midwest here over the next couple of days, giving us a little moderation. Meanwhile, over the last several weeks, the west has been abnormally warm and abnormally dry. In fact, they really could use a little extra snowpack in the Sierra Nevadas and even throughout the Rockies, because the snowpack equals water for the summertime. Daytime highs today, again, I'm going to go upper 20s today. Partly to mostly sunny skies as we go throughout the day today. A few clouds with some snow showers tonight, a very light dust up of some light snowfall overnight tonight. Those temperatures holding in the low 20s for overnight low temperatures. And then tomorrow, we're right back up. I think we should hit 29, 30 degrees tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, temperatures back down into the 20s, eventually into the teens. So a halfway decent looking week. 30 on Monday. I'm going to go into the 20s Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, we're not looking at single digits. We're not looking at numbers below zero. And we're looking at temperatures of 32 on Thursday and could hit 35 on Friday before another colder wave starts to march in later next week. The trend will be for colder temperatures. Well, the trend as we go towards tonight will be for some light snowfall. Here we see this next batch of clouds arriving as we go throughout the day today, especially late in the day. And then by tonight, light snowfall. I think an inch or so is possible. Maybe a little light dust up in some neighborhoods. This is mostly a midnight type event and should be out of here before tomorrow morning's commute. We should be in pretty good shape.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. We have plenty of basketball action on this Sunday. The Bulls wrap up their 3-game series with the Miami Heat at 5 p.m. The Fighting Illini men's basketball team takes on number 5 Nebraska at 3. As for women's college hoops, Northwestern plays against Indiana at 1. Notre Dame takes on Stanford at 3. And Illinois plays against number 25 Washington at 5 p.m. Well, there are beers and tears flowing at a Chicago brewery on the Northwest Side. After nearly 11 years in business, Alarmist Brewing is closing its doors at the end of business today. It is just the latest blow to the beer business in the Chicago area and part of a national trend we've been seeing. As Dane Placco reports, there are a number of reasons craft beer sales have hit the brakes.
The beer is flowing and the crowd is growing at Alarmist Brewing in Chicago's Saguenash neighborhood. But it's as much a wake as a party, because in just a few days, Alarmist will be no more.
I put my heart and soul into this place, so it's not just a business. I mean, I put everything I know into this place. And
It's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts bad.
Gary Gully is a Chicago craft beer pioneer. We first met Gully in 2013 when he began to make a name for himself homebrewing in his basement.
Do a little check on the aroma. Very hoppy.
In 2015, Gully opened Alarmist on Peterson Avenue, and then things really took off when the brewery won a national gold medal for its signature hazy brew, La Joux.
That changed everything for us. And when we, 2018, 2019, we couldn't make it fast enough. I brought in more fermenters just for that.
But then COVID hit. Taste began to change, and things were never the same.
We were down anywhere from 10 to 20% at any given moment. And for a small business like us, that's the difference between breaking even or profit or not.
It had to have been a tough decision to make.
It was very, very tough. I've probably cried more in the last month than I have in a very long time.
He's not alone. Customers say this brewery has become community.
I've been coming here since it opened. I have changed diapers here. This is the place where I have written my Christmas cards every year. I feel like I'm losing my third space, and this came up in therapy this week. I don't think I fully emotionally grappled with the loss of this place.
These are some of my favorite beers in general, so we love to come down here, and we're sad that they're not going to be around.
It's a death by 1,000 cuts.
Carl Clockers is one of the creators of Guys Drinking Beer, a blog that keeps tabs on the Chicago area beer biz. They also maintain a map and list of Chicago breweries, and the numbers are shrinking.
2 years ago, we were in the mid 230s in terms of those overall numbers, and now we're down to just over 200-ish places making beer in Chicagoland, and that's something like a 15% drop.
In the past 18 months, the victims include Bulldog Brewing, District Brew Yards, Diversey House, Miskatonic, On Tour, 1090, and Temperance, among others. Why the industry-wide hangover? People are becoming more health conscious and drinking less. More of us are working from home and not going out. Legalized marijuana has become an option. And GLP-1 medications are reducing appetites, including beer consumption.
Breweries don't really get to be breweries anymore. Breweries kind of have to be beverage companies now. And if you want to open a new brewery, you kind of have to be prepared to offer more than just beer.
The bar will sit across this whole back wall.
Offering more is the reason Mike Palin is expanding his popular Microphone Brewing in Elk Grove Village to a second location here in Park Ridge, inside an old Boston Market store in a strip mall.
What we're trying to do here is not just be a brewery, our tap room. We want to be an all-encompassing neighborhood spot.
Palin says the new location will offer coffee in the morning, a place for remote workers, smash burgers and cheese curds for the lunch and dinner crowd, cocktails and seltzers, and yes, beer.
Is it a little scary, though, expanding when other places are contracting or closing?
It's the entire landscape of any business is always scary, right? We're banking on this being what I called in the meeting, the Applebee's of the breweries. Come in, hang out after baseball. Come in after your stroll around the neighborhood. Come hang out here, be part of the community.
So this is the final batch of juice.
Back at Alarmist, Gully is hoping he can find a buyer for the business that will keep the brewery and brand intact. Otherwise, he'll be forced to sell these huge steel tanks for as little as 10 cents on the dollar.
You think there's a viable business here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It just needs someone who can invest a little bit more money on a few things, marketing especially.
I'll be talking to you. I'll see you.
For now, it's time to say goodbye to his customers as they scoop up the last cases of the beers they've come to love.
Based on what everyone's telling me, we left a mark, which feels good, but I just wish we could keep going. It kills me.
In Saguenash, Dane Placco, Fox Chicago News.
Coming up, want to try out something fun that involves pickleball and honey butter fried chicken? We're going to talk about an interesting concept located right in Chicago's Lincoln Park neighborhood.
Stream Good Day Chicago on your
Welcome back. It's 9:42. So what do you get when you cross the popular sport of pickleball with some of Chicago's best fried chicken? A deliciously good time called the Honey Butter Beach Club. Daniel Davis is here to tell us all about it. Welcome. Nice to have you.
Thanks so much for having us.
The other half of the Honey Butter people. I love that fried chicken. It is the best. And I love this pickleball spot. So how did this whole coordination come about?
Well, so Josh Culp from Honey Butter is a big fan of pickleball, and Rich Green, who owns SPF, he's a big fan of Honey Butter.
Well, then it was a natural.
And they got together, and it just made sense. It just made sense.
And for those who've not been, SPF is so cool. It's a really nice pickleball place, but I love that you guys have quality food, and this is where you come in, right? So,
absolutely.
You know, tell everybody what they can expect when they go there. What can you order?
You could expect great beach vibes.
Yeah, because it is a whole beach theme.
Exactly right, and it's very seafood friendly, but it's also the star of the show is still the honey butter fried chicken and a lot of the honey butter staples.
Yeah, I did not realize that seafood. Because when I go there, that's all I think about is honey butter fried chicken.
Sure,
right?
sure.
But you guys offer seafood as well.
Absolutely. We have on the weekends we offer a really nice lobster roll, and we have fried shrimp every day, and we have one of my absolute favorite things that we do is a crab cake sandwich.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, let me tell you something right now. I'm not necessarily a sporty girl, but you know, every once in a while, pickleball can be fun. But if I don't want to play pickleball, can I just have your food?
Absolutely, absolutely.
How does that work?
As a standalone restaurant, we're obviously we're located at SPF, But I think as a standalone restaurant, it's just a wonderful experience just for that. And you could come in and sure you could come in and, you know, play around a pickleball or two and then relax and have a cocktail or enjoy some of our food. But also, you could just come in and enjoy the restaurant, or you could come in and enjoy. We have a wonderful, you know, bar there as well, and there's a lot of really great activities to do there besides just pickleball. But a lot of people just come in and enjoy the food and just hang out, and you know, it's a fun nautical setting.
Well, you guys have some special offerings for Super Bowl, right? Because that's what everybody's thinking about. So tell me about that.
So what we're offering for the Super Bowl. We're doing this, it's a touchdown tenders box, and we have 2 different packages. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a high-scoring game, a lot of touchdowns, but there's definitely a touchdown that we're offering, and it's our touchdown tenders box.
Okay.
And you can get a 12-piece tenders with seasoned fries and some sauces, and that's $35.
Okay.
For $65, you can get basically double the chicken, double the fries, whole bunch more sauces, and it's available for pickup. You can get it delivered. It's great if you're watching the game. It's great if you just want a really great snack for a bunch of people at your house in this cold weather, right?
It's the Super Bowl, right? So how many people does that feed?
So the 12-piece that can feed 2 to 4 people, really depending on who the people are.
So, see, I'm cheap, and I love it so much. I'll just cut it in half, so it looks like it's a lot more. Don't you think that's a great idea?
Well, we have a family of 3, and something like that would feed us well with maybe even a little piece left over.
Right?
But yeah, depending on how hungry we are.
So what's your absolute favorite thing there?
I do love the crab cake sandwich. We do have some really fun Super Bowl specials for people who'd like to come in and enjoy the Super Bowl with us on premise. And we're doing
TV screens there.
We got TV screens. We'll be doing a little watch party for the game.
Fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be good and cozy. And we're doing a New England lobster roll for the Patriots.
Okay.
And we're also doing a Seattle dog for the Seahawks, and it's our play on a Seattle dog. A traditional Seattle dog has your cream cheese, caramelized onions, grilled hot dog.
Who eats a hot dog like that?
But we have people in Seattle.
Wait, describe this. I've never heard this before.
We're doing a different play on that, and we're doing a crab rangoon Seattle dog.
Okay.
Where it's going to have your scallion cream cheese, the crispy hot dog, crab salad on top.
Interesting.
Some crispy noodles. And a little bit of Chinese hot mustard.
And how does that taste?
Delightful.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How does that compare to a Chicago dog?
Nothing compares to a Chicago dog.
Thank you for saying that. I didn't even know they made hot dogs, that hot dogs were a thing in Seattle.
Hot dogs are a thing. Hot dogs are a worldwide thing, yeah.
It's just that we make them the best. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what do you want everybody to know, where you're located, and how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so we're located 2121 North Clybourne. Honey Butter Beach Club, and just come on in. Come on in. We'd love to have you, whether you want to come in for great beach vibes and some wonderful bites, whether you want to come in and play a little pickleball with us and then hang out for some snacks.
No, it's fun.
We just love it to have everybody.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't talk about is the corn muffins. I love the corn muffins.
The honey butter corn muffins?
They're
boy, oh boy, I had one
good.
yesterday, yeah.
They're so good, so delicious. So nice to have you in. Who are you rooting for the Super Bowl? Do you care?
I'm rooting for the Bears next year.
Oh, there you go. Good answer. You can come back anytime.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Don't go away. Mark's going to have a final check of the forecast when we come back. Seattle?
I shall now train you in the art
So after the Super Bowl comes the Super Bowl of racing. It's the Daytona 500, right?
Cool.
Well, maybe you've heard about the Weenie 500. Maybe not. Well, I'm going to tell you about it because it's coming back. I never knew it left, but the race will be taking place in May on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on their 2.5-mile oval track. And it's pretty much what you think it is. 6 of the famous Wienermobiles, they'll race around the track for 2 days, and each Wienermobile will feature toppings featuring the American regional favorites while carrying custom designs on it.
So I'm trying to find out who's driving this, but did you know that people who drive the Wienermobile are known as hot doggers? Isn't that cute?
I think I've heard that before because we've had a hot dogger or two on the show.
Okay, so, but I wanted to know who is driving this because we learned the Wienermobile can go up to 110 miles per hour, right?
I'm dubious of that.
What do you think?
You know, I'm thinking 70 miles an hour
You think
tops.
it's 70?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to see who's driving this. I must find out because I'm sure it's not your typical hot dog.
I bet they put accomplished Wienermobile drivers that are in there, Now, I said earlier that I would rather see, instead of going around the oval, I would rather see a demolition derby because I want to see the hot dogs smash into each other. You pointed out that there is a Nutmobile.
Yes.
So you got the little guy with the monocle.
Right.
I want to see those guys go at it and maybe trade some paint in the corners. And then, you know, maybe in the pits, they kind of, you know, have a fisticuff.
Monster trucks.
That's
going after each other.
No, not monster trucks. Peanutmobile and hot dog mobile. That's what I want to see.
You
monster
can
trucks.
bet on this too, but you know what? Nowadays, you can pretty much bet on anything.
You can bet on anything. But I mean, what's there to bet on? The number 3 Wienermobile versus the number 2. Yeah, right. They all look the same to me. The Wienermobiles do.
But fun. They do bring joy and smiles to people, so they've got that.
Just coming down the interstate, it's like, hey, kids, look.
On your face.
There's the Wienermobile. Right.
Okay, Kentucky family is now going viral for their adorable house guest. Take a look at here. Mark, you thought this was a
wolf. Doesn't it look like an overgrown sized wolf there at first?
But it turns out it's a baby calf.
A calf.
A calf. So during the massive ice and snowstorm from last week, the family knew that this little calf would be in trouble outside in the frigid weather, so decided to bring it inside, and guess what? It dozed off on the couch with the family's 2 young children. The calf is named Sally and has been reunited with their mother. Both are doing well. I wonder if she gets to come in every so often.
No, probably not. That was probably a one-time deal only.
Yes.
But it looked like they were sitting there maybe watching, you know, Netflix. Paw Patrol or something, you know, just hanging out with the kids. I always said it's a bad thing. Never name your livestock. That can be a bad thing.
Did you ever grow up with animals? Or
I had all kinds of animals, but not anything like that.
Yeah.
In fact, I wanted to have a cow. We had a little farm not terribly long ago, and I wanted to have some cows, but Mrs. Strill said no because. Her dad had cows as a youngster, and they made the mistake of naming them. So when it came time for them to go down to the place, it was hard to say goodbye.
Imagine,
Not for me. It'd be like, ooh, my belly is going to be pretty happy as soon as these cows go away.
So cute.
I like the steak. Go make me a steak. All right, a bizarre sight for Michigan State troopers. Dolly, a miniature donkey, taking advantage of the open gate as a donkey will. Earlier this week, she got out and went on the run. The donkey went on the lam, so to speak. After a few hours, troopers rounded her up and returned Dolly to her owners. They're obviously relieved and showering her with donkey love, whatever that is. State police say over the years, they found lost dogs, lost cows, lost sheep. But this is the first miniature donkey they've ever had to rescue.
Yeah, just imagine driving down the road and there's a donkey going by. You know, do you ever notice things like that? I remember one of the strangest things I ever saw, and stop me if I've shared this story with you before.
I won't, even if you have.
I was in Texas visiting my family, and you know how they have those long stretches of flat land, right? They just go on forever. And off to the side, it's no big deal. You see cows all the time.
Absolutely.
You know, you see all kinds of farm animals. I'm driving by, and I looked over, and I said to my brother-in-law, did I just see a camel? Yes. Apparently, they had traded some cows for camels, and they had camels out in the range.
As one does from time to time.
I was going to say, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never, that was years ago, and I've never seen camels since. I wonder how well camels do in Texas.
Pretty well, I would think,
so?
right?
You think it gets hot enough? Because it gets cold.
Yeah, but I think what gets cold in the desert, too, I think they do pretty darn well. In fact, a long time ago, this was, I think, after the turn of the century, the Army actually brought camels into Arizona to try them out.
To do what with?
Instead of horses.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't work very well for whatever reason. But can you imagine, I just picture, after hearing your story, about like some Texas cowboy going, hey, come on over here, Bob, I got a new creature for you to ride. You know, since your Mustang kind of let you down last time, here's a big old furry beast.
With the cowboy hat and, you know, a rope to try to...
Yeah, like, yahoo!
on a camel. Okay, one beloved condiment brand is helping football fans gear up for the Super Bowl with a full keg of ketchup. Heinz is offering what it calls ketchup. Cute. A beer-style keg is filled with 114 ounces of the brand's ketchup. It comes with a spigot attached to make it look like you're pouring a pint. Heinz says 84% of fans report making at-home snacks like fries and wings. That increases the demand for ketchup. I'm a big ketchup lover. How about you?
Me too. Yeah, I
love it.
My family would go through that pretty quickly.
Mine too.
Right?
I remember when my sister, her husband was in the military, and they moved to Germany, and they could not get Heinz ketchup.
Get out of here.
So I bought a big old case with the individual package and shipped it to them, and you would have thought I sent them $1 million.
Oh, really? What is ketchup weird in Germany or something?
They couldn't get Heinz.
Just not as good.
Everybody wanted.
Huh.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and this is not a Heinz commercial. It's just good ketchup, right?
Well, it doesn't have to be. You know, if you like it, you like it. You know, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you can buy one at Costco.
I had some cousins. The dad had a connection with Del Monte, and I remember seeing in the back of their station wagon as kids, they had cases of ketchup bottles. I'm like, you guys like a lot of ketchup.
Do we like Del Monte as much as we like Heinz?
You know, I like them both, but Heinz is definitely definitely some good stuff.
Do a ketchup taste test.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm on board.
I'm on board for that.
If you bring the fries in,
I'll bring it all in. Okay. Weather.
Here's a look at what we're going to expect today. Some sunshine around with temperatures up in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, I think we hit 30. Some light snowfall coming in overnight tonight around midnight, and the rest of the week, not too bad. Some 20s and pushing up into the low and maybe even some mid-30s by the end of the week.
Great, isn't it?
Really solid.
I'd like to see a little more sunshine in there, but you know what? Take what we can.
Yeah, especially today.
Right? Okay, thank you for watching this morning. Paris on Politics is on Saturday nights. Fox 32 will be back with the latest news at 9 tonight. And then, of course, we are starting a new digital show if you want to switch over to fox32chicago.com. Who knows what we're going to be talking about, right?
Ketchup.
Have a great day, everybody. See you later. the weather is much better than
Right.
we've had over the last weekend.
Right. Well, I mean, last week we were talking about temperatures that didn't even really get above zero. And we had wind chill values that were like 28 degrees below zero. So it was pretty brutal.
Gosh, you know what? When the weather gets like this, I just don't want to do anything. I have found myself so uninspired to
Yeah.
not even work out.
Well, me too. You know, I like to swim every day. I like to go to the Y and swim laps. And so I went Monday, and the pool temperature was kind of
Ooh,
chilly.
I don't think I could do that.
So it wasn't maybe as long. And then I went Tuesday, and it was really not as long as Monday. And I went Wednesday, and there were ice cubes floating in the pool. And I almost.
Wait, this
But-
pool is indoors.
Yeah, it is. But it was so cold, and you know, pools have a lot of glass around them. I jumped in, did a couple laps, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go hang out in the warm pool. So I sat there and floated around like I was in, you know, the tropics or something for 10 minutes, and then called it a day. But you're absolutely right. You know, I just pulled the plug.
Yeah, it's just like I said, you just don't want to do anything. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about habits, and that if you don't have, you know, if you just don't feel like you want to do something, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to go work out for 45 minutes or for an hour, just squeeze in 10 minutes. It's better than nothing. And you might find that 10 minutes turns into 20.
Right.
20 turns into, sometimes that works for me, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, and I tried to continue the pace by doing that, but then it got to be like, I just didn't even go back on Thursday. And you know, a lot of times when it gets this cold, you kind of think, okay, well, you know, I guess I could, worst case to worst, book a flight to Florida. 24 degrees this morning in Daytona Beach.
Really?
There was snow. There was snow flurries in Tampa this morning.
Oh, that's the worst. You go to Florida to escape.
There is a extreme cold warning across most of the state, and even when you get all the way down to the warm part of Florida, the warmest part, you get down to Key West, and temperatures there were in the 50s this morning. So,
do you remember the polar vortex, the biggie, right, that we had? That was the year my daughter went to college, and she was in Miami.
Yeah.
And I would always pay attention to what was going on in Miami because my daughter was there.
Sure.
But I'd look at the map, and every place was freezing, and the only warm spot in the country was in Miami.
Was still Miami.
Are they facing this cold today?
Yeah, they have very cold conditions. I think they were down in the 50s this morning as well. They might have even been in the 40s. I'll have to check. But yesterday, the day before, it was warmer in Alaska than it was in Florida.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I expect that here, but not in Florida.
Yeah, and they were comparing North Florida with the warmer parts of Alaska, the warmer parts of Alaska. But
very, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the time of year where we don't normally think of farmers markets, right? When you think farmers markets, you think, oh, warm summer, the beautiful Lincoln Park one, and some of the suburbs have them. But there is one, if you're interested in going to, that we can now attend. And joining us to tell us more about it now is Monica Paprocki. She is going live for us to let us know about her farmers market, where we can go. And this is in Wicker Park. Good morning to you. Good to see you.
Good morning, Fox 32 Chicago. Thank you so much for featuring our farmers market. We are so excited, especially for today's theme. We have a kids theme event happening today at Royal Palm Shuffleboard Club.
Oh, Royal Palms. I was just there. First of all, Monica, you look a reporter with your microphone there. You're talking like it's no big deal. We're very impressed.
We could sign you up.
Yeah, we're going to give you a job. We're going to give you a job. I was just at Royal Palms. It's a shuffleboard place, Mark.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it's this big, huge facility.
Like shuffleboard with the sticks and you're pushing it? Yeah, really.
So I was there for another event. So it's a venue, which is where you guys are doing your farmers market. So is this something that's going to be going on throughout the winter? Explain to everybody how they can come out and take part.
Absolutely. So we have our farmers market every other Sunday, and we have a lot of activities planned for the people in the community, especially the kids, because we like having like our small families like come in and enjoy and support our small businesses. We are actually less than 90 days away from our outdoor market, so keep an eye out on our social media as we announce like when that's going to start.
You know what I always wonder, this time of year, I love fruits and vegetables, but I tend to shy away from certain things because I know they're not in season. So what is in season right now at the farmers market?
Right now, we have a lot of